and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and our esteemed fellows from all over the world. Hello and welcome. Akwaba, Ndewo, Ekabo, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, everybody. It's such an honor to have you at the opening ceremony, the closing ceremony and the graduation of the Arts in Medicine Fellowship Global Cohorts 2022. Please, a round of applause for yourselves, our dear fellows. You can populate the chat with your favorite emojis. We'd love to hear from you. It's such an honor to welcome you to experience what we had for the last 11 weeks. My name is Ashley Stewart. I am a fellow from Nigeria, and I will be your host this evening alongside some amazing fellows. We have Dr. Abby Sheshanya from the United Kingdom. Abby, say hello to our guests. Hi, Abby. We have Dr. Sama Yusuf from Egypt. Hi, Dr. Sama.
Hi everyone. Hello.
Yes. We have Kate Kwati from Botswana.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
And we have Gosayemin Daye from Ethiopia. Hi, Daye. Is he there? All right. So it's such an honor, like I said, to have you here out of your busy schedules. We want to give a special shout out to the initiator, founder, and the CEO of the Arts in Medicine Fellowship and his amazing team, Mr. Kunle Adewale. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful opportunity to partake of this greatness. We appreciate the great work you have done. Okay, it's going to be an exciting lineup of programs for you this evening. And without further ado, I will hand us over to Mrs. Abby Sheshanya to tell us what is next on the agenda. Abby, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I hope you all feel so welcome. If your language was not included in the opening remarks, please type something in the chat so that we can welcome you as you want to be welcomed this afternoon. We're so honored to be with you this afternoon. And next on the agenda is the anthem for the Global Arts in Medicine Fellowship. Sit back and enjoy. Thank you.
I believe I was sent to bring joy to the
That was wonderful. Welcome back. Bienvenidos. Bienvenue. Please. Okay, well, we'll recognize everybody as we go along. Dr. Oamen, I see you. Next, we will be having our welcome address by Oyindamola Fakaye. Oyindamola Fakaye is the Director, Special Projects, Arts in Medicine Fellowship. Oyindamola, you're welcome. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I'm joining you all from Capo Verde. I just arrived safely, thank God. But it's exciting because I know that we're dealing with a global network. You know, when we kicked off or when we started Arts in Medicine in 2017, and I say we, I speak for Arts in Medicine as a team, it was only, we only had fellows from Lagos, and it was very, very specific to the city and to the needs to develop arts and medicine as a field in Lagos, collaborating with hospitals locally, nurses and artists. In that timeline, we've grown to welcome global cohorts like yourselves from all over the world, from Asia, from the Americas, from Europe. And we're so excited to see what is happening, the changes that are happening, the professionalization, the networks that are forming within the arts and health field. And the idea that it's being recognized as an important part of healthcare and of healing as well. I think we're about almost 700 fellows now. So I think it's exciting to know that you are not alone, just like the song says, that you have others that you can lean on and that you can collaborate with. This is truly a network. Though the fellowship was only a couple of months long, a few weeks long, you've entered into a fellowship that will supersede, which will last. So there are fellows that you will meet that are already a part of the alumni and those who will be joining you over the years. And I think what is really nice is that we are now in a position where we can have local teams that meet across various year groups of coming in. So we know we have the Egyptian group that was founded last year, and they've now come into their own kind of space and identity as Egyptian alumni, able to work together, to collaborate, to realize projects together. And I know as well in Europe group that I work with, that they have decided, that they will, something that they developed in the fellowship is what they would like to continue on as they go. So I'm excited for the legacy of this fellowship. I'm excited for the alumni and all that you are going to do. And really what I want to say is a big thank you to you for your commitment to this process, for your commitment to the weekly sessions and to being present and to asking questions and to collaborating, to delivering your projects. And I also want to say a big thank you to all of our faculty and facilitators who give up of their time and of their experience and of their knowledge, to impart and share knowledge and best practice in the field. I want to say that all of us in arts and medicine are very, very open, available. So this, I don't want to hear that anyone has, after today, it's a closed book or closed chapter. It's not. It really is an open book, and we're hoping that you will also be part of those that write the next chapters. We hope that you will form the next leadership. I was part of, I believe, the 2019 cohort, and I came into the leadership around that year as well. And I've stayed. It's something that's been such an amazing experience, and we hope to welcome many of you also into the teams, into the leadership, as country directors as well. And really just leaders in the field of arts and health. With that, I will pass back on to the speakers for today. But congratulations to all our graduating fellows. Let me see. Okay, it's Portuguese here. Obrigado. Thank you.
Absolutely well done, Oinda. Thank you so much for the welcome address. Good to see you again. Your hard work has really paid off.
Thank you. Thank you. Well done, Abby. Well done to you guys.
This is all you're doing. So we're here today. Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to be moving swiftly on after that welcome address by Oinda Mola to the presentation, which is our first presentation of today, by the Egyptian Fellowship Project. We're over to you now, Dr. Sama, for some highlights. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tamar Youssef from Egypt. It's an honor for me to be here with you in inspiration of Art in Medicine Fellowship Cohort 2022. Really, time has passed so quickly for us. And now we celebrate what we have accomplished, all fellows from different parts of the world, and my fellow colleagues from Egypt all together. The fellowship has been a unique and effective experience for all of us. As Egyptian fellows, we have learned a lot about art and how to use art as an effective healing tool and its wonderful effect on humans. We learned a lot from lectures and live participations between us and other fellows. Art has wings. That is our project. We succeeded in integrating our different talents and personalities to move together towards our goal. Now, we will watch together from Burj Al Arab University Hospital Pediatric for Oncology Treatment Center, how we spent forceful time with children fighting cancer and how art succeeded in drawing a laugh on their faces. I'd like to extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to Dr. Manal for all what she has done for us, continuous support, endless encouragement, and her lovely heart. And many thanks for Mr. Conley for his great efforts for us and for the time he spent with the Egyptian fellows at all phases of the fellowship program. Also, I'd like to thank all Art in Medicine Fellowship leaders and facilitators and everyone involved in this cohort 2022 program. Finally, I wish you all the best of luck, dear fellows. Let's see the video together now. Good luck.
Welcome to our project Art Has Wings. The Egyptian group contained 26 members from different backgrounds. This group divided into 4 teams, which are the writing team, the dance movement team, the art team, and the theater team. These 4 cooperative teams worked together to serve patients with cancer diseases from 3 to 16 years old and came up with a magazine called Hero of the Story. This magazine includes true stories and characters from Burj Al Arab University Hospital Children Oncology Center, where they met the kids to give them happy feelings and helped them to imagine themselves as heroes of stories inside a beautiful and colorful magazine. In the meantime, the writing team provided a kind of psychological support to the medical team and families of the patients through writing their true stories. The dance movement team helped patients through light movements physically by improving mobility, muscle coordination, and reducing muscle tension. In addition of that, they helped them emotionally by improving self-awareness, self-confidence, and provided an outlet for children to express and communicate feelings. The arts team had an idea, which is taking the patients, their parents, and the medical staff into a journey where they discovered their creative qualities to motivate them, overcoming the challenges they are facing during their accommodation at the hospital. The theater team aimed to embody the nature of cancer for the kids and turning it into something weak and that makes fun of, using some materials as a puppet play and other items made by the kids, which provided psychological support to kids and gave them moments of happiness in their treatment journey. Finally, the expressive Egyptian group offered and will keep on offering any help needed, whether by active listening, dancing therapy, or using art materials to express feelings, making sure patients are in the flow of the imaginative process to keep their energies up. Last but not least, one of our plans is to go and spread the idea in many other hospitals across Egypt. Healing people with arts is the best ever tool we all gained from our experience at the Arts of Medicine Fellowship. From the land of Pharaohs and on behalf of all the Egyptian group, we thank all our mentors and instructors who guided us during our journey in this fellowship.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Stammer, for a fantastic presentation. That was awesome. The Egyptian
Thank
fellows
you.
did so
Thank you
great.
so much.
Well
Thank you.
done.
Thank you.
Yes. Inikwani, Metani, to our Ethiopian fellows. Did I get that right? It's welcome. Please pardon me. I'm trying to welcome everybody and accommodate everyone to this closing ceremony. So we'll move swiftly on to the next item on the agenda, which is the valedictory speech. We have our valedictorian for the class of 2022. She is Rose Hines from Scotland. It's amazing, and let's take it away.
Hi, Global Arts in Medicine Fellowship. I'm sorry I can't be here with you today to celebrate together in all that we have achieved. And together we have achieved so much. I really wanted to say thank you. Thank you for showing up every week, for bringing your kind hearts and your curious minds, for your wonderful inspirational work, and your steadfast belief that together we can make things better. I wanted to take a moment to share a verse from this poem by Wayne Visser, which I dedicate to all of you, the change makers. Let's change the world. Let's shift it. Let's shake and remake it. Let's rearrange the pieces, the patterns in the maze, the reason for our days, in ways that make it better, in shades that make it brighter, that make the burden lighter. Because it's shared, because we dared to dream and then to sweat it, to make our mark and not regret it. Let's plant a seed and humbly say, I changed the world today. So thank you again from me. I look forward to seeing the seeds which you have planted grow and blossom. From my heart to yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Ross Hines. That was lovely. Thank you so much for representing all of us, all fellows for the 2022 cohort. So next is testimonial time. It will be taken by Kate Kwati. Kate, are you there? The stage is
Yes, I'm
yours.
here. Yes, I
Yeah.
am. Hello, everyone. Hello, Dumelang. My name is Kate Kwati, a visual artist and art teacher from Botswana. At this point in time, I'm very super excited to be sharing with you testimonials from the fellow Game 2022 cohort. And I hope all of us have testimonies about this fellowship, which we will carry through to our different spaces and in our everyday practice. Through this fellowship, I believe we all will grow and multiply and be better artists and be better practitioners in all our areas. And as for me, I hope to be a better teacher and a better artist. Going forward to the testimonials. Testimonials. All right, here we are. The first testimonial I'm going to share is from Patricia Opio, who is a storyteller and fellow arts in medicine fellow from Uganda. And she says, this experience was very enlightening. I have always been passionate about the arts, but it was never seen as something serious. It was something one does as a hobby. So to have a fellowship that allows me to see different side of art was fantastic. I'm excited to use all I have learned in developing a coaching program that uses art for well-being. That is from Patricia Opio from Uganda. Next testimonial. All right, the next testimonial is from one of our fellows from Ethiopia by the name Gosaye Mindaye. And he says, it was really a great opportunity for me to be part of this fellowship cohort. This is because I gained more than I had prior to this fellowship. For instance, the diversity of ideas, experience, skills, knowledge, etc., manifested in this cohort. I work in a mental rehab center, so it has become easy for me to apply these skills and knowledge in depth, even to train others within and outside our center. Thank you so much. That is from Gosaye Mindaye from Ethiopia, who is a sociology and social worker. And the next one is from Rose Hines, who is a policy development officer and arts in medicine fellow from Scotland. And he says, I have really enjoyed the Game 22 fellowship program. The educational sessions were inspiring and showcased some wonderful examples of arts in well-being projects from around the world. Connecting with fellows from around the globe has been a beautiful experience, especially given the challenges of COVID recently. And it has been both fascinating to learn about the regional approaches to creativity in healthcare, as well as inspirational to be working alongside others who are motivated to deliver real change in the world through arts and in health. Thank you for this opportunity. This was from Rose Hines from Scotland. And another testimonial from Ambila Pearl Jaja, who is a dance educator and a fellow from Nigeria. And Ambila says, the experience is an eye-opener for me, knowing which I could use dance in the hospital environment and as a form of therapy. Connecting and working with group members was awesome, and it helped improve my leadership ability as I was the team lead for my group. And with that, I have become confident that I can host and lead people on a project. Thank you so much, Arts in Medicine, for the opportunity. That was from Ambila Pearl, who is a dance educator from Nigeria. Another testimonial rather from one of our fellows from Tanzania by the name David Attar, who is an artist. He says, it was very engaging. It was a very engaging new experience. I got to explore different professional perspectives on the arts in medicine subject. That was David Attar, an artist from Tanzania. We have another testimonial from one of our fellows from Nigeria, who is an environmental health safety professional by the name Amina Mustafa. He says, the experience is an eye-opening for me, knowing that I could use dance in the hospital environment and as a form of therapy. Connecting and working with group members was awesome, and it helped improve my leadership ability as I was the team lead for my group. And with that, I have become confident that I can co-host and lead people on a project. Thank you very much, Medicine, for this opportunity. From Amina Mustafa, an environmental health safety professional from Nigeria. We have another testimonial from Carolina Aragon Gonzalez, doctor in alternative medicine from Egypt. And she says it was an enriching experience, learning about very important topics such as brain health and how art can contribute to the healing process. Also, I felt very happy to meet people from Egypt with whom it has been an honor to interact and participate in the project. I also found it very interesting to learn about other projects about the world and work for healing through art, having both health and artistic professionals on their development teams. Thank you, as in Medicine Fellowship, too, for giving me the chance to be part of this magnificent journey. That was from Carolina, who is a doctor in alternative medicine from Egypt. Another one, a testimonial from Zainab, sorry if I misspell your name, Mohammed Najib Abdullah, who is an architect and artist and a fellow from Egypt. And he says, and she says, joining the Us in Medicine Fellowship was a milestone in my life. I got to know so many wonderful people. The facilitators were amazing and flooded us with valuable knowledge. The atmosphere was full of love. They lit me up. The fellowship allowed me to an experience at the Bag Al Arab University Hospital, Children Oncology Center, and it was an experience full of mutual support and warmth.
Okay, let me continue and round up with that. This is a testimonial from Chesney Cole Palmer. Chesney is from South Africa. He's a pianist and a composer. Chelsea says the fellowship was an amazing opportunity, not only to explore the role of the arts in facilitating healing, but also to gain knowledge and skills to carry out projects. The facilitators and lecturers were fantastic and imparted a wealth of knowledge. So that's from Chelsea Palmer. Okay, we have Rita Doris Uba. She's a lecturer and an arts in medicine fellow from the United States of America. Rita Doris says, my arts in medicine fellowship experience is wonderful. As a visual artist in teaching, this would add to my creative pedagogical portfolio. Art is everywhere, they say now. Now I have seen the arts in music and dance too. It is the fundamental thing to study both in medical school and art faculty too. I love every teaching, and it was definitely an eye opener for me, and can't wait to share my experience with my students and colleagues. Would you like to take that, Abby?
And on the next testimonial is from Kate Kowati herself. Oh, she's just come back on. So I'm going to read that on your behalf. Kate is a teacher and she's an arts in medicine fellow based in Botswana. Kate's experience says, I learned a lot from the Arts in Medicine Fellowship. As a teacher for students with disabilities, the fellowship has taught me a lot of ways of using art to help my students deal with their situations. I learned that art as a therapeutic tool, if used effectively, can help heal what medicines can't. Thank you, Kate, for that. And we've got Cynthia Nwadiobi, a student and an Arts in Medicine fellow based in Nigeria. The Arts in Medicine Fellowship was an exciting experience for me, she says. It was one that stretched me beyond what I expected. I didn't just learn about arts in medicine. I learned about leadership too, as I was given 2 leadership roles during the course of the fellowship. First, as Group 5 leader, and secondly, as the Southern Nigerian team lead. Through the awareness that this fellowship has given me, I've gone ahead to apply for a graduate program in arts in public health at the University of Florida. She's hoping for the best as she moves forward with all that she has learned from this fellowship. What a great testimonial. Thank you, everyone. I hope you're enjoying yourselves with us so far this afternoon. As we now move on to the next segment of this afternoon, I have the singular honor to introduce to us today our special guest, Aimf Tuttle, who will be speaking on the power of collaboration in creating a healthier world. And just before Aimf comes on, let me give you her bio. Aimf Tuttle has an MA Arts in Transformation. She's a passionate practitioner of arts and healing. She views art making as a beneficial tool for communities and individuals to process difficult experiences, to build resilience and cultivate their sense of purpose. Tuttle loves guiding art-making experiences for individuals and groups with a range of themes like community building, storytelling, trauma healing, celebration, processing grief, and working with life's various transitions. Tuttle considers her practice a simple and deep working with life's various transitions. Tuttle considers her practice a simple and deep process of storytelling to transfer meaning, build bridges of communication, engage across differences, and explore building the world together. Tuttle believes that arts can support individuals and communities in personal growth, community building, and cultural transformation. Tuttle has led local and international efforts in the arts and healing field for 15 years. With an MA in community arts, art in transformation, her experiences range from guiding public art installations, developing and teaching curricula for art-based first response, for disaster relief scenarios with Build a Bridge International, and training arts practitioners in trauma-informed best practices via UNICEF Haiti and various organizations in the United States. She has led professional training creative arts programming around the world too. Currently, she serves as the Director of Programming for World Play Cincy, an arts-based organization where stories write the future, and as Artist in Residence for the Contemporary Arts Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, United States of America. We're proud to have Amy as guest speaker this afternoon. Can we just give her a round of applause with your show of emojis? Welcome, Amy. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning from Cincinnati, Ohio. I am so pleased and honored to be with the fellowship here today. First and foremost, congratulations. Give yourselves a big round of applause for completing the fellowship, for having this experience, for saying yes, showing up, going deep, and connecting across so many languages and geographies and concepts and best practices. Congratulations. So as I've been listening so far this morning, there's a few things that came to mind that I want to just start by sharing. And then I have a presentation and some conversation around collaboration. Like, how can we use the tool and the concept of collaboration to make our visions for a healthier world possible? How can we do that? So as I've been sitting here, a mantra or a thought came to mind that I'd love to share. And it is to be present. Be present for the magnitude of this moment. Be present for the magnitude of this moment and the potentiality of this cohort. It strikes me, this mirror of the arts and medicine anthem, to heal, bloom, shine so bright that together we really can heal the world. I think it's true. I think it's true. And just take a moment to look around. Good. Go to gallery view for just a moment and be present to the potentiality and magnitude of this cohort. And I'd also love to say congratulations to the Arts and Medicine Fellowship program as a whole. I love this storytelling from a small cohort in Lagos, a very local based start or commencement, to a global cohort that there are 700 plus fellows around the world engaging, professionalizing, building networks, and impacting healthcare in this specific way. The magnitude and the potentiality is real. And also just really great listening. I've watched over the past couple of years of my engagement with the program, great listening on the behalf of the leadership team to experiment, to flow, to grow, to change the methodology, the pedagogy. And I think with this particular fellowship, there's a strength in the local teams. And I'm so curious to see how that will continue to grow as you've been able to localize your work and focus on specific geographic areas. It's excellent as well. So overall, congratulations. I'm honored to be here. And let's dive. Let's talk about collaborations. Okay, so the power of collaboration. And so throughout the rest of my time with you today, I'm just going to share a couple of stories and spark some conversation around the nature of collaboration. This picture here on the left, I'm a dancer, and this is one of my favorite collaborators in dance. Her name is Aiden. And we also collaborated with Tina, who is a local, pretty well-known photographer, to talk about the power of interracial collaboration. In the US, in Cincinnati, where I live, racial healing, racial reconciliation, and racial tension are high. And so sometimes we can use art making and collaboration, the coming together of multiple artists, to make a point, to move toward a vision of healing. What if our connection to each other looked like this? What if it looked like this? This is how I define collaboration. I define collaboration as working together to engage a common vision through co-creation. Working together to engage a common vision through co-creation. And you can see behind the definition some examples of this is what this looks like every day in my life. So let's just take a moment in the chat box, and share what are ways in which you define and understand collaboration. So in the chat box, share a few words, phrases of how do you understand or define collaboration? What is collaboration to you? Great, we have harmony and unison of purpose. Good. What else? Cooperation, excellent, yeah. Abby, I really like this. Passion and intention. Intention is the way that we focus our common vision. And that's a common thread, is that in order to collaborate effectively, we have to have a common vision. And that can be a massive amount of work to get on the same page, to say, like, do we share a vision? Do we have a shared mission? What is it that we're focusing on? Goal-oriented, great, yeah, very good. So goals help us to articulate and implement our vision. Without goals, we can get lost along the way. What is it that we're co-creating? Great, so you can go ahead and keep the descriptors coming as we continue our conversation. I love this quote from Jin Kwan. Go ahead and just take a moment to encounter this quote and see how it makes you feel. So in this quote, Jin Kwan is saying that the individual matters. You can heal, bloom, shine so bright as an individual. But when the team comes together, something dynamic emerges. And together, as we know from our anthem, we can heal the world. We can heal the world. Okay, so here's some more layers, some more ideas of what collaboration means to me, what it looks like for me in my day-to-day life. It looks like cooperation, partnership, combination. So if we have a bunch of different ingredients that we know are potent, these could be skills, these could be activities, what happens when we put them together? Teamwork. Teamwork is pretty essential for collaboration. And here you can see, these are some of the students that I work with in Cincinnati, collaborating to create murals and artwork together. You can see there's a variety of demographics, of ages, and we have a shared vision. Conspiring, co-creating, co-learning, and so much more. So this is a picture of my team. I have the privilege of guiding a team of about 30 to 40 teaching artists to work in multiple schools and partner organizations and hospitals around the region. And here are some of my teaching artists. And I love this quote as well. Just take a moment to encounter this quote. Teamwork begins by building trust. And the only way to do that is to overcome our need for invulnerability. So this really points me to something that I think is simply true about our field, which is that we must, as practitioners, practice what we preach. If our intention is to be a healing presence in the world, what does that look like in our day-to-day lives as practitioners? And my sense and my experience tells me that vulnerability has something to do with it. Vulnerability is a key ingredient. So in this picture, you can see my team working on some personal writing about how they hope that their internal work, that their self-care, that their healing work for themselves will impact the students that they engage with on a day-to-day basis. And so a vulnerability of self-reflection becomes a vulnerability of collective storytelling, becomes shared. And then trust is built. And then we're able to work together in this really dynamic and impactful way. These are some best practices. So I think it's always useful to identify what are the best practices, and collaboration has its own set. The first thing I want to emphasize is that relationships matter. Connection is everything. Take really good care of the relationships between collaborators, whether that's hospital staff, whether that's patients participating in a project, or your co-facilitators. Relationships matter. Trust the brilliance of the group. And I think this cohort is an excellent example of this. We have such brilliant, intellectual, very, very potent people coming to the table. And when we trust each other, that there's so much brilliance in the group, then I think really amazing collaborations can happen. Creating a judgment-free environment helps pretty much with anything that has to do with creativity in the arts. Practice and encourage active listening. We've already heard that a couple of times today. Give credit to individuals. So though the group is working together, it helps a lot to just stop and say, hey, I see you. Thanks. You're doing an amazing job. You're bringing your whole self to the table. You're showing up consistently. That one idea you had shifted the whole course of our project. Learn collaborative techniques such as brainstorming, mind mapping. There's so many. Craft community agreements. And so I think the Arts and Medicine Anthem is an example, essentially, of an arts-based set of community agreements. But it really helps with a collaborative team to have community-based agreements. Also, conflict resolution skills go a long way. Something that I have studied that has helped me in my work tremendously is nonviolence communication skills, NVC. I highly recommend learning how to speak with collaborative language as well. And definitely always honor everyone's voice and participation. So let's talk for just a moment about some of the challenges, the common struggles, One, I think a huge one is time. We're all pretty busy. Sometimes it's easier to just do your own thing. Communication challenges, especially I imagine with this cohort, when we're communicating across the globe, there is a way in which cross-cultural empathy and competency is essential, and sometimes challenges come up. Sometimes we just don't know what the scope and the focus of our work is. And there's always, I think, validity in a collaboration to just pause and regain focus, regain scope. Ask, what are we doing here? What's the purpose? Organizational culture. So some cultures really value inside of organizations individualistic contributions. Others value collaboration, and sometimes that can impact our ability to collaborate. Finally, tools, resources, proximity. And another question for the chat box is just, what are the costs? What are the risks of collaborating? So just take a moment to respond to that. Like, what risks exist when we're collaborating? What makes collaboration risky? What do we sometimes have to choose to leave behind in order to collaborate? Ooh, good. So Ashley says intellectual property theft. Absolutely, absolutely. That's something that comes up often. Myself, when I work with teaching artists, because I work with so many teaching artists, I always work to balance their intellectual property rights and like what is theirs, what belongs to them as a teaching artist, as the generator and creator, what belongs to the organization. Ego is great. Vulnerability, again, yes, absolutely. Great. So let's just take a moment and apply this concept of collaboration, which is so essential for potent work in the world, especially in arts and medicine, to our vision of a healthier world, So again, an invitation to contribute your thoughts to the chat box. How would you describe a healthier world? Give us some words or phrases to describe a healthier world. Consideration, yeah. Empathy. I think one of the biggest strengths of this program is to build empathy across many cultures. Good, a peaceful mind. Mindfulness, mental health. I see a lot of really wonderful work happening around the globe to destigmatize mental health challenges and to make more and more opportunities for a peaceful mind. Really great. What else? What are other ingredients or aspects of a healthy world? Great. Patience, tolerance. Absolutely. So I'll share a couple of examples of, in my own practice, where collaboration and a vision for a healthier world came together. The first one that I'm so excited to share about was that myself and Annie Ruth, who is also a deep, long friend of this program, we were able to collaborate as artists on a project called the Lion King Project. And this collaboration brought together two professional teaching artists, myself and Annie, the Cincinnati Arts Association, the Arts and Healing program, which is really strong in Cincinnati, TriHealth, which is a local medicine partner. It's a hospital group, 3 different schools, about 150 families. the Aronoff Center for Performing Arts, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a deep collaboration. We had hospital partners, we had artistic partners, we had mothers, we had fathers, we had children, we had the Lion King Broadway production, and we were able to work with the children on this theme of unmasking the roar, which is, what is the power that you have inside of yourself, and how would you like to express it? And we took that concept into mask making, family-based mask making. So it became like a family healing experience. And it was funded through TriHealth, through the hospital, because they could see the preventative value of a program like this. And here's just a couple of examples. And finally, I want to share a story about my workplace, which is called Wordplay. Wordplay is a storytelling-based organization, and we really work on arts and healing, arts and health, arts and medicine, arts and social impact with young people, with students. This is what our building looked like before a really essential artistic multi-partner collaboration. So it looked like this. It's big, it's large, pretty boring, didn't tell a story, doesn't really look welcoming, warm, loving, like we want it to. This is what it looks like now. This is what it looks like now. And I want to share this Sir Isaac Newton quote because I think it's essential for all of us, which is, if I have seen further, if I have somehow seen further, it's by standing on the shoulders of giants. It's by standing on the shoulders of giants. And I want to suggest that we can also collaborate with historical figures, with people we will never meet, with famous people, with authors, writers, visual artists. We can collaborate with the works and pieces of art that they've left in the world. And that's what this mural is about. So all of the figures on the mural represent giants, giants in the storytelling and literary field. And here they are. We have Nikki Giovanni, Joy Harjo, James Baldwin, Amanda Gorman, et cetera, et cetera. And this was a collaborative project between our students, our families, local visual artists, many local organizations, and most interestingly to me, every single person depicted on this mural. So in order for us to legally paint this mural, we not only had to have permission from each person represented here or their estate, but we also wanted to have their buy-in and their participation. And so each person on here also sent words of inspiration for our students, or their estate sent words of collaborative inspiration for our students. So we were able to collaborate with James Baldwin and James Baldwin's estate, with Joy Harjo, who is the Poet Laureate of the United States. So finally, I'll leave you with one more inspirational quote from Amy Poehler, who's one of my favorite comedians. I think comedy goes a really long way in supporting collaboration as well. And that's, as you navigate through the rest of your life, be open to collaboration. Other people and other people's ideas are often better than your own. So humility is a big part of collaboration as well. Find a group of people who challenge and inspire you. Spend a lot of time with them, and it will change your life. So thank you so much for inviting me here today. And congratulations to all fellows, to the program itself, for the continued growth, the impact, the magnitude, and the potentiality of your work.
Thank you, Amy, for the fantastic presentation. It took me back to the classroom during the fellowship, how participatory your lessons are. You always engage us, and that is like the foundation for collaboration. I also love how your work invites family, friends, and paying homage to the estate of people long gone, using them to make impact in the future. So indeed, collaboration is a powerful tool to heal the world because honestly, the world needs a lot of healing. So when we are healed ourselves, we can heal our community and the world at large. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, next we have an overview of the Arts in Medicine Fellowship. I personally had a wonderful experience, and we have John Wokocha that will take us through the process to give you snippets or rather highlights of what we were able to experience for the last 11 weeks. So John Nwokocha is the team lead for the monitoring and evaluation team of the Arts in Medicine Fellowship. So, John Nwokocha, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone present. Thank you for the introduction. My name is John Okocha, and I'm going to be giving a presentation of the review of the Arts and Medicine Fellowship 2022 Global Cohort on behalf of the Monitoring and Evaluation team. All right, so the Arts in Medicine Fellowship is an educational subset of Arts in Medicine project. This fellowship provides resources, support, and professional network needed to execute community-based arts and health projects. Our vision is to become a global institution that promotes the use of arts as an important complementary health practice. The 2022 cohort was a 12-week fellowship program that kicked off on January 16th. And as you all know, we are closing off today, and it spanned for a period of 5 months. So just take a look at some of the goals we achieved in this cohort. So we trained relevant stakeholders on arts and medicine. So we achieved this by the fellowship itself, recruiting about 104 fellows from all over the world. And also, we also monitored this training and made sure it was efficient by conducting regular feedbacks and evaluations after the sessions. Then we also built a network of arts and medicine practitioners around the world. So this gathering of fellows is a network, and even after the fellowship, the network will still remain, and fellows will be exposed to other branches of the arts and medicine projects. So another goal we achieved was to improve the experience of of healthcare professionals. So this, along with the next goal, which was provide arts-based community interventions for well-being and to promote healing. So these two goals were actually catered for by the Arts and Health Festival. So some projects actually targeted healthcare professionals, some projects targeted communities, several communities, and some of them also targeted patients. And the last one is the Sustainable Development Goal 3, which is good health and well-being, which is kind of like an overview of all what I've said. So we'll look at the arts and medicine team. We have administration. This team was in charge of overseeing the day-to-day activities of the fellowship. So they were the main executive group or the executive team of this fellowship. They were in charge of communicating with fellows and communicating with team members. Then next, we have the monitoring and evaluation team. This team was in charge of data collection, conducting feedbacks and evaluations, also responsible for reporting and documentation. Social and hospitality team was in charge of the welfare of fellows, as we all know. Media marketing and communication. So this team was in charge of external communication, so publicity of the fellowship and publicizing fellowship activities to the public, like during the recruitment process, also spotlighting our fellows. This team was in charge of that. Then we also have the learning and research team. So this team was in charge of all the academic areas of the fellowship, in charge of setting up the sessions, liaising with facilitators and other academic related activities of the fellowship. And we also had the recruitment team. This one was in charge of recruiting fellows for the fellowship. We had mentors who were basically serving as a guide to the fellows. So in order to help them navigate the whole project and festival, the Arts and Health Festival. And last, we have the Arts and Medicine Fellowship Leadership Team, which is a general team that oversees all other teams. And this team is usually oversees the Arts and Medicine teams from cohort to cohort. So up next, we look at the recruitment and registration. The recruitment for the fellowship lasted 21 days last year, 2021. We had 227 participants from 16 countries, went ahead. We had 227 applicants from 16 countries, and we went ahead to shortlist 213 applicants from 16 countries. After the whole registration process, we were able to get 104 registered fellows from 14 countries. The registration period lasted for 43 days, and generally it was a successful process. Like, it was a hitch-free process. Only 4.8 of fellows encountered issues during that registration process. Now we look at the distribution of our fellows. So we had fellows from 14 countries, like I mentioned earlier, 14 countries, 4 continents. We had 1 fellow from USA, 1 from United Arab Emirates, 1 from Scotland, 1 from Kenya, 1 from Canada, Botswana, and Barbados. While we had 2 fellows each from UK, Uganda, South Africa, and we had 51 fellows from Nigeria, 5 fellows from Ethiopia, and 32 from Egypt. This particular cohort, the Arts Medicine Fellowship, expanded into 2 new territories. We expanded into Barbados and United Arab Emirates. So previously we never had fellows from this region, but now we do. More on distribution, we look at the designation of our fellows. So most of our fellows were professionals in either arts, medicine, or other areas of life. And we had the minority of them being students. And this cohort, we actually noticed a 2% increase in number of professionals compared to the last cohort. Moving on to the impacts of the sessions. So we had 7 weeks of sessions before the Arts and Health Festival, and I'll just go over some of the major objectives that we fulfilled in these sessions. So we started off with Introduction to Arts and Health by Jeffrey Pofal, and the objective that we fulfilled, the main objectives, or one of the objectives that we fulfilled was the session expanded fellows' knowledge on the practice of arts and health. And how we knew that we actually fulfilled this is through our weekly evaluation. We sent it out and analyzed it, and from the data we got, we realized, we came to all these conclusions. So the second, we went on to the second week, which was creative practice for well-being. Dance by Brittany Cleveland. So this particular session is a new session. We didn't have it in the previous cohort, so it was an added session. So major objective, we feel the fellows agreed that they can explain and demonstrate how dance impacts health and well-being. Creative practice for well-being, which is the second session we had that day of the second week. So we realized that the session provided an understanding for the use of photography and for the use of photography for well-being. And this session was carried out by Dr. Femi, also a new session. We didn't have it in the previous cohort. Then moving on to week 3, we had the ideathon, which was facilitated by Muya Blogo, and it provided fellows with knowledge, skills, and toolkits to be leveraged for arts and health engagements. This was also a new session. We didn't have it in the previous cohort. It was an added session. We move on to leadership in arts and health, developing arts-based interventions by Dominic Campbell. This session enlightened the fellows on how to lead arts in health programs and initiatives. All right, so we go on to week 5. Week 5, we also had 2 sessions, creative practice for well-being, dance and visual arts. So the dance session was carried out by Magda, and it provided the fellows with understanding for the use of dance for well-being. And the second session that day, which was for visual arts by Sarah Hines, it taught fellows how to incorporate visual arts to arts and health practice and community engagement. Moving on to week 6, design thinking and health innovation by Dominic Campbell. So this session, in this session, fellows gained knowledge of design thinking to help develop sustainable arts and health community projects. On the final week before the festival, the final session before the festival, we had the session on creative practice for well-being by Amy Tuttle. This session provided the fellows with knowledge to carry out art-making engagements in communities. And this is just an overview of our viewership. As you all know, the fellowship sessions were recorded and uploaded on YouTube. So we realized that about 80% of our 80% of our fellows were able to view the sessions live, and about 20% of fellows viewed YouTube recordings. This is an average of several weeks that the sessions lasted for. Now we have our top rated facilitators. In our evaluations, our weekly evaluations, we usually ask our fellows to rate our facilitators, and according to the fellows, these are the top rated facilitators we have. We have Sarah Hines, who facilitated the visual arts creative practice session. We have Dr. Femi Adeoye, who facilitated the photography session, and Magda Kazmaska, who facilitated the dance session. So these are the top 3. Then we also calculated the average rating of all our facilitators, and we had 9.5 over 10. So it speaks good of the facilitators that we got in the fellowship. And we appreciate all our facilitators. The Arts and Health Festival, finally, we had 10 hybrid arts and health projects, 10 regions across 4 continents. Fellows spent 1,145 plus hours in the from planning to execution of their respective projects. We had 341 participants in the festival as a whole. Based on a survey we sent to our fellows, I feel it was 88%. The festival was 88.8% successful. And some of the major successes recorded in the festival was the resourceful mentorship. So the mentors were actually able to guide the fellows to properly set up and execute projects for the festival. We also recognize that there are new connections and there was also opportunity for networking. So a lot of fellows have built their network and connected to people that are actually relevant in several fields. Another success we noticed was coordination. There was the sessions, and the festival rather was coordinated. Then we have the diversity. So we had projects being executed in several locations, and some of these projects were actually set up by people from different different regions coming together to set up execute a project, and diversity was a major hit in the festival. So the major challenges that we faced was the issue of time. So a lot of fellows felt the time, noted that the time was actually little, and also from the angle of time zones, fellows were not able to meet and set up. Some fellows were not able to meet with ease, so there are some time constraints in that aspect. Then we also have the funding. So some fellows encountered issues in raising funds for their projects, and we have the geographic locations and distance. So this was also a factor because a lot of projects were actually executed physically, and some fellows encountered issues migrating to another for their festival projects. The final challenge was communication. We have two people of different backgrounds coming together, and some of our fellows encountered communication issues. I just want to thank every fellow that took our time to fill our weekly evaluation forms from the M&E team, and we appreciate all the data that you've provided us to actually come up with a review and also make our reports worthwhile. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, John Wokocha, representing the monitoring and evaluating team. That was such a concise, compilation of what happened in the past 11 weeks. That was a brilliant job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And next, we're going to move swiftly into the documentary of the Arts and Medicine Fellowship Cohort 2022. Sit back and relax and enjoy. Thank you.
Okay, we will call on Gosai Yemidaye to take us on the documentary. Please, Gosai Yemidaye, are you there?
As of any graduation, there is a documentary which is conducted by the fellows. Therefore, like art projects or art festivals. Therefore, I kindly invite our fellows to attend the documentary videos from Arts in Medicine Fellowship. Thank you so much. Please stay with us. Thank you.
Let's take a moment and just belt out hello in as many different ways as you can. Ready? So 3, 2, 1. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hola. Hello.
Hello.
welcome.
We present to you the Heart Fellows of the 2022 class of the Arts in Medicine Fellowship Global Cohort. The Arts in Medicine Fellowship was founded in the year 2018 as an institution with focus on medical humanities through education, awareness, research, and practical interventions through the arts and thought leadership, engaging with those in need of healing, cultivating more functional and supportive environment in a non-traditional space, and seeks to promote art engagements to improve overall health outcomes of patients, families, caregivers, and community members. An interdisciplinary platform of students and professionals working towards achieving sustainable development goals, good health, and well-being. Over 200 fellows were shortlisted to participate in the fellowship, which commenced on Sunday, January 16, 2022. Categories of participants included 44 art professionals, 17 medical professionals, 15 students, and 28 from other professions. 13 countries were represented. From Asia, the United Arab Emirates. From Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, Tanzania, and Uganda. And from Europe, Scotland, the United Kingdom. From North America, USA, Barbados, and Canada. The categories of the participants in the Arts in Medicine Fellowship Global Cohort 2 includes 44 art professionals, 17 medical professionals, 15 students, 28 from other professions. 10 mentors were assigned for over 100 fellows across 10 regions and 13 countries around the world. Fellows were immersed in learning experiences such as introduction to arts in health, ideation, creative practices such as mediation, mindfulness, photography, dance, painting, design thinking, and health innovation, leadership in arts and health, developing art-based interventions. Arts in Medicine Fellows from 10 regions of the world hosted Arts in Health Festival with 10 community projects. The projects include Becoming You by Lagos Region 1, The Star in You by Lagos Region 2, Litter to Glitter, Northern Nigeria, Not Alone, Mental Health Project by Southern Nigeria, Disability is Not Inability by Southern African regions, Arts Has Wings by North Africa, Mental Rehab and Hope, Ethiopia, The Sleeping Giant, East Africa, Exploring Child's Right in Healthcare Setting, Europe, and Mental Health Care, Do Words, Art, and Music Matter by the North American region.
What I like most about Art in Medicine 2022 was the unity between us as a fellow and how we did our projects and how we support each other to attain and acquire knowledge.
I've learned about creative art practice and how to the power of creative art practice and how to apply it to health and public work.
When I joined Arts in Medicine Fellowship, I thought that it's like any other certificate or any other activities that I went through before. But actually, I was impressed with the whole journey. I was impressed with the whole activities. I was impressed with the whole idea of this fellowship, starting from the lectures, the professional instructors, and ending with the projects and the positive vibes that I got from the teamwork through this journey. I encourage anybody who's interested in healing with arts to go and join this program or this fellowship. I'm sure that you will learn a lot. You will learn a lot in terms of using arts, using dance movements, writings, and many other tools to help others.
The Heart and Medicine Fellowship Program has been phenomenal for me. I really enjoyed working with different people in my region to carry out a project. I enjoyed seeing documentaries and pictures of what different people are doing all across the globe using heart and medicine. It's really been a phenomenal ride, and I've learned so many things. I've learned the different ways where you can conceptualize projects or incorporate heart into the welfare and well-being of people.
In Medicine Fellowship is a fellowship I've always been eager to join. Like, I just knew that if I can join this fellowship, I will learn a lot. I will learn how to infuse art and the well-being of the children I teach. As an art instructor, the well-being and the mental health of my children is very, very, very important to me. So I was just so eager to join this fellowship, and I was so happy when I was given the opportunity to join the fellowship.
I like the fact that yes, it's a platform that allows an individual to connect with people and also to understand the benefit of art in the medical space.
It's been a long journey, and what I like the most about art and medicine are the facilitators. They really took their time in making sure that we understood what we were learning, we understood what art and medicine was all about, and that, for me, that was a good thing. And my experience was enjoyable. Like, I basically couldn't wait for Sundays. Sundays became a thing for me because I already knew there was art and medicine there. And what I learned from it, I learned teamwork. You know, from the project we had, I learned how to do things on the go and how to connect with people and how to come up with projects, and I understood the nitty-gritty of and what it entails to actually have an art in medicine project.
I'm happy that I shared in Art in Medicine Fellowship. It's a new experience that I gained. From creating the project to implementing it, I saw how arts can change the pain to a big or a beautiful smile, how it can help people dealing with their pain, how it can make them interacting with artwork and interacting with each other.
Arts in Medicine Fellowship has helped me to see things in a whole new, different way, seeing it from a different perspective.
The Global Art in Health Medicine gave us the opportunity to have a fulfilling educative learning experience, to interact, engage, connect, network, and collaborate with other fellows.
Arts in Medicine Fellowship is a teacher. There are life lessons to be learned, and there is a spirit of compassion, empathy, and many, many more traits that one learns from this fellowship.
Art in Medicine Fellowship is a great experience for me. Dealing with different people from different culture, different countries, all of us from Africa, is a great pleasure. I learned many things from the fellowship. The impact of art on mental health.
The Arts in Medicine program was a very rewarding one for me. The faculty was very rich and the lectures were very interesting, and they ignited a fire in me that culminated in a very meaningful project at the end of the program.
I so much enjoyed the Arts in Medicine Fellowship. I really want to give thanks to the organizers. I liked so many things about it. I'm not even able to itemize them in a 1 minute or 2 minute video. But one of the things that I liked so much was the flexibility of the fellowship. The idea of having it once a week gave me a time to be able to do other things.
Such a great opportunity to be part of the Global Arts in Medicine Fellowship this year, the 2022 cohort. And one of the greatest things I loved about it were the Sunday sessions, where we had experts in their fields come to teach us all their various experiences, and they shared insight into how they achieve projects. Yes, that was one of my highlights, the Sunday meetings. And another thing that I really enjoyed was the projects that we shared. In my group, there were 3 of us, all based in the UK and in Scotland. So it was from concept of working with children, in the health sector, especially those in hospital, promoting their children's rights, health rights, and their access to all the facilities that they come in touch with.
I learned a lot. I loved the fellowship actually. I had a great time there. I learned a lot here. I'm very amazed from the experience that I saw through all the instructors, through all the doctors that we learned from. They lend us great experiences, great knowledge and great awareness in this field and in other fields as well. I had some great experience in the field of photography, such as an example. I had a lot of experience in the field of dance movement therapy. I knew the difference between the life coaches, made life coaches, and the art therapists, and the role of art therapy in the field of helping others, in the field of supporting. Previously, I thought that they're the same, they are not different at all, but I learned how they are different and how we can support and lend others some love through the art therapy, through different approaches of arts.
I like the camaraderie displayed as the Arts in Medicine Fellowship program. I love the disposition of the organizers in bringing people together from different backgrounds and different countries to work towards a single project, which is the use of arts in medicine.
I love the fact that we're able to come together to create a platform like this, where like-minded fellows, that means the artists and the scientists or the doctors or practitioners in medicine and arts come together, to help the masses, to provide support to the society.
It made me discover my love for humanity. It also allowed me to meet new people from different parts of the world, and also broaden my knowledge about how beautiful art is.
We've taken part in some great learning, and I've enjoyed seeing so many wonderful examples of arts in health projects, again from across the world. I'm excited to begin training as an art psychotherapist here in Scotland in September of this year, and I hope to use all of this newfound knowledge as I go forward in my new career. It was great to meet you all, and thanks Arts in Medicine Fellowship.
One of the most things and beautiful things that I really like to be a part of the fellowship was to know and to see how the arts is really applied in some hospitals and some places in different countries to support the healing process, and how the work of different persons, professions, different medical professions, art professions are joint efforts to help people for really healing. This was a surprise for me because actually it's a real serious things how the art can support and how we can organize projects, work in community, unity, join ideas to prepare and to save and let the people feel more happy and let the child feel the healing process easy. So this was a very good experience.
Oh, bravo.
Hello. It was nostalgic just watching the whole presentation. I mean, I just was like, this, I got to experience this. It was more of a privilege than anything because for so many years, I have been in the classroom. And for me to be schooled by professionals who gave insightful education on the value of arts in different fields and how we can collaborate as artists and healthcare professionals, it really did so much for me. Thank you so much for this presentation. And thank you, Mindaye, for that. I hope you all have been having a wonderful time because I have. I hope you've been able to get something from this experience. And this is an opportunity. If there's a call for an arts in medicine fellowship, please key in. There's so much value to gain. For me, I saw people with the can-do spirit, people who are able to think beyond themselves for the betterment of their communities. And that for me is, like they say, be the change you want to see. So the people I got to work with in the Southern region, we were, we collaborated, we were able to contribute one way or the other to see our project come to life. And that is wonderful. So once again, we thank you for the privilege of, I'm a fellow of arts in medicine. That's a big deal. It is a big deal for me. So now we're at the tail end of our program. And we have Dr. Manau Elewa. Dr. Manau Elewa is a board member of the Arts in Medicine Fellowship. We want to invite Dr. Elewa to come and give her closing remarks. Welcome, Dr. Elewa. Dr. Manau. Can you hear me, Dr. Manau?
Does she need to be unmuted?
All right. Okay, go ahead. Thank you for coming.
No, she needs to be unmuted, please.
Can she put on her camera, please, so we can see her? Because it was difficult.
Yeah, she needs to be unmuted as well.
Yeah,
that's right away.
I couldn't find her on the camera. That's why it was difficult to unmute her.
Okay.
Yeah, I've unmuted now.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Manau.
How are you, man? Hello. Good evening, everybody. Let me first congratulate all fellows from all over the globe, and especially Egyptian fellows. Yay! Art is love all the time. Creativity can't be locked down. We all have a purpose in our lives. As Mark Twain said, there are two important days in your life: the day you are born and the day you learn your purpose in life. I think and I believe that all fellows learn the purpose of their lives. Arts and medicine is an international perspective on how to use art for humanity. This fellowship presents a variety of approaches for using creative and expressive arts as a boat to sail in life and reach well-being of living souls. Each fellow has used his or her own understanding to explore creation and share it with other fellow members in the creative process that allows for art mobilization of available resources. Emotional, ecological, social, spiritual, physical, cognitive, sensual, intuitive, cultural, and more. Drawing upon the arts at large in embodying expressions and enactments are symbolic ways that are able to hold and contain, to heal within life daily challenges, through a wide variety of art forms is a powerful experience for all fellows involved from all over the globe. Arts and Medicine Fellowship became a mediating moment, serving as a bridge between worlds of the known and the unknown human souls. Thank you all for sharing this journey with us. I would like to thank Mr. Conley. I would like to thank all leaders on board, not naming anyone. I don't want to forget any valuable member who contributed in this journey. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Dr. Manal. Thank you for the wonderful work.
فلاش ورايا
that you do.
بتاع لانه معمول السكرين.
Right.
فلاش
The
ورايا
speaker needs no introduction. All right. The next speaker needs no introduction. In fact, I was told not to say anything. So without further ado, I would like to call on Mr. Kunle Adewale for his closing remark. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to join all of you today, the closing ceremony of the Art in Medicine Fellowship program, the Global Cohort, the second one. And my heart is filled with so much joy today. First and foremost, I want to thank all our fellows from the 14 countries, all the participating fellows. I want to thank you for being part of this journey with us since January 16th of this year. And today we're closing. It's such an incredible experience with all of you. Also want to thank all our team members. We're going to start with the recruitment team being led by Dr. Femi Adewoye. I want to say a very big thank you to you, Dr. Femi, and all the team that helped with the recruitment for these outgoing fellows. We appreciate and we celebrate you. And I also want to thank the admin for their incredible works, all of the great works they were doing, messaging, following up, ensuring that fellows did what was right. I want to thank you. A big thanks to all our media, marketing, and communication team. Thank you for your wonderful jobs, the flyers, everything, all of the content you put out there to ensure that we are well represented. We love and we celebrate you. Also want to acknowledge and appreciate the monitoring. The admin team has been led by Timile Ahmed. I want to just acknowledge him and also acknowledge the team lead for media and communication, Olayinka, for a wonderful job, well done. A big thanks to the monitor and evaluation team led by John Wokocha, who just gave us a concise and detailed report regarding the fellowship. Thank you so much for your leadership. Always really appreciate you. The social and hospitality team be led by our brother Rodney and Dr. Anisetos from Tanzania. Very big thank you to you. A big thanks to all our art and medicine fellows, mentors. I would really appreciate you for helping to guide and lead our fellows all right. We deeply acknowledge your input, your leadership, your mentorship, your guidance and counsel. We deeply appreciate you so much. A big thanks to all the subgroup leaders and all the regional leaders as well. We appreciate you. Thank you for ensuring that the Art in Health Festival became a reality. Thank you so much for all the wonderful job that you did. And to our leadership team, thank you so much. All of you, Teresia, Mr. Tom, everyone on the team, thank you so much. I can't really mention all the names, but just want to acknowledge all of you for making this 5th cohort a great success, because without your input, we wouldn't have been where we are today. The Art in Medicine Fellowship with these current fellows I've graduated 600 fellows with students and professionals from 25 countries from around the world. It is not without your input. It's not without your impact. It's not without everything. Thank you so, so much. And a big thanks to also the learning team. A big thanks to, yes, to learning team led by Dr. Geraldine from Belize in the Caribbean. Thank you so much for your leadership, ma. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. To all our faculty members, big thanks to Amy Toto today, who was also our guest speaker. Thank you so much, Amy. And to all our faculty members, Dr. Femi Adewoyi, and those who are not able to make it today, we really appreciate it. We love you dearly. Thank you so much for sharing your gift, your precious time, your resources with us to ensure that we have a healthier world. Thank you so much. And a big thanks to our board members, beginning with Dr. Manel, based in Egypt. She's very dear to me. I really appreciate her so much for all of the great work she has been doing for us and the Global Arts and Medicine Fellowship, and all our board members who are not able to make it today. A very, very big thank you to all of them. And to our amazing, incredible closing ceremony committee members, starting with Ashley Stewart. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thanks so much, Mrs. Abby Shasaya. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Kate, all the way from Botswana. Thank you so Gosamiye, all the way from Ethiopia. And thanks to, I hope I'm not missing anyone. Thanks to Inda Molasur. Thanks to everyone today who have really helped to guide and ensure that we have a smooth transitioning to a new experience that we're going to be having very soon. Thank you so much. Thank you. Deeply appreciate all of you. And to our incredible friends who are not able to make it to this closing ceremony, we acknowledge your presence. We acknowledge your friendship. We love you. We celebrate you. Thank you for everything. We are who we are today because of your love, because of your continuous encouragement. We deeply appreciate all of you. One of the things I want to say in closing today, Art in Mercy Fellowship is a community, is a global community of practitioners, of leaders, of change makers. And we will continue to provide that cross-cultural and cross-continental collaboration amongst professionals and students so that we can continue to create a healthier world in our community and the different populations that we work with. And in so doing, I know currently the recruitment team are presently working on having new Art in Medicine Fellowship team members. I want to beseech and implore you, regardless of what continent you come from, regardless of what country you come from, I recommend that you apply to be part of our team. I want to see you. Together, let's take the Art in Medicine Fellowship to the next level, because we can't do it without you. With you, we can do much more. And so I believe they posted a message in the chat, and I believe they will be posting more even on across the WhatsApp platform. Please just take a click. Join us and let's do it together. Today, our guest speaker spoke about the power of collaboration in creating a healthier world. Yeah, we know many of you are very resourceful, and together with your resources, you can use it to really make the world a better place. Above all, we have the Almighty God to thank for the gifts of life to witness a day like this since January 16th, now to May 2022. May 22, 2022, interesting. The double digits, such an amazing closing ceremony. We love you all. I love you personally. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for your gift of friendship. Thank you for your gift of leadership. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for everything. The new Art in Medicine Fellowship Program, the application will be live on or before June 12th. Help to populate the application, help to share. Our hope is that for the new cohort, probably we'll maybe be able to admit as much as 300 or 400 fellows. We're going bigger, stronger, brighter, and better, but not without you. Collectively, we can continue to soar. Collectively, we can continue to shine brighter, brighter until the perfect day. I love you all. On behalf of the board and the leadership of Art in Medicine Fellowship, I congratulate this present class, and we look forward to seeing the beautiful and amazing things you all will do together in your region, collaboratively, in your countries, in your community. And don't stop doing good, regardless of what the world feels like. I love you. God bless you.
Amazing, 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 amazing. Thank you so, so much, Mr. Kunle. Sadly, everybody, we seem to have come to the very end of today's program, and indeed a closure of the 2022 Global Arts in Medicine Fellowship. It's been a wonderful opportunity to be your co-host alongside Ashley Stewart. It's an honor, a deep privilege to have sat through from the beginning to the end. You know, always something new to learn. Thank you so much, Amy Tuttle, for your kindness in joining us and teaching us the power of collaboration. For everyone given an opportunity to speak here today, Dr. Sama, we see you, we hear you, because that's one thing I've picked away from Amy. It's about seeing, it's about recognizing. It's been an absolute joy, an absolute joy. And like what we always like to do, give yourself a big pat on the back for being present, for being here, for enjoying the ride. Over to you, Ashley, if you have any more closing words as we bring everything to a wrap. And if you have questions, indeed, the floor is open. We want to see your comments. We want to hear more greetings. We want to learn more. We're a people